What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. On today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put up your hang-on tree stand or lock-on tree stand. This is a great way to stay pretty mobile, and it doesn't pack a lot of weight, and you're going to use this and in combination with some climbing sticks, and it's going to be like a nice little mobile hunting setup. We're going to show you the necessary equipment that you're going to need, such as a climbing harness here that has the lineman's belt on it. We're going to show you a lineman's strap or a lineman's rope that's going to make it a lot easier and safer for you to make it up the tree this year and put your hang-on stand up. All right, guys, if you like this kind of stuff, please come along with me. We're going to break this down. Please like, subscribe, and let's get going. All right, guys, the very first thing you're going to need to do is locate a tree that's going to do really well for your stand, okay? So depending on where you're trying to set up at is obviously going to dictate what kind of tree you're going to be up in. But the thing you're going to keep in mind is you don't want to go too skinny of a tree. So I would say at least a 9 or a 10-inch diameter tree. This is probably sitting at 11 or 12. So this would work good. We're going to use this one for demo purposes today. But you're also going to want to look up the tree. Make sure there's not many limbs that are going to be in the way. If there are going to be limbs in the way and it's going to be an ideal tree, bring along some type of little saw, folding saw or something that you can remove those limbs to make it a lot easier to get up here. Or what a lot of people do, and I'm not going to show you this because I don't have 2 lineman's ropes, but a lot of people will carry 2 lineman's ropes. That way when they get to that limb, they'll actually attach a second lineman's rope above that limb, detach the first one, and they can go right around that limb. It's not necessarily a showstopper if you run into limbs if you have the right setup. Okay, but for me, since I only have 1 climbing strap, I'm gonna find a tree that doesn't have many limbs, and I'm gonna look for one that I can go at least probably 15 to 20 feet up, and it's gonna be nice and nothing in the way. Okay, the next thing you wanna do after you locate a tree is determine where you're actually gonna put your stand at on the tree, because you're going to want to put your steps to one side or the other. So let's say I'm going to put my stand in the middle right here, facing us. I'm going to want to put my sticks either on that side or that side. That way I can step over into my stand nice and easy, and it's going to be positioned the correct way. So that's just some things to keep in mind before you actually start attaching your steps and getting up in that tree. All right, guys, now that we have our ideal tree picked out, let's go ahead and set up our first set of steps here. We'll also go over some tips and tricks as well. That's gonna make hanging a stand a lot easier. All right, guys, so if you're looking to use one of these stands this year, you can find them pretty cheap. Okay, a lot of people just have these at yard sales and stuff like that. You can find them very cheap. Okay, at Walmart, these are only 60 bucks for the real tree one, 50 bucks for these climbing sticks. It's gonna get you out in the woods on a budget. Okay, the only thing you're gonna have to do is buy yourself a harness that has a lineman's belt. Okay, it's got these little tabs right here, and get yourself a climbing strap or climbing rope. Okay, this right here is the Hunter's Safety Systems climbing strap. I think it was 23 bucks on Amazon. I can leave the link in the description box. It comes with 2 carabiners, 1 on each side, and you attach this to the lineman's belt on your harness. And that's going to allow you to throw this around the tree and be able to work with both hands as you hang up your sticks and your stand here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to do this. All right, first of all, we're going to have our stuff in place, such as your climbing strap. And as I'm putting the first one up, I'll go ahead and just kind of stuff this in my pouch or whatever you have. Hopefully you have some type of pockets or something. Now, my safety harness, my tether and all that, I have it thrown into this pocket. So I'm trying to keep things as streamlined as possible. Also, what you're going to want to do is on your stand, go ahead and loosen up all of your straps and things like that. The main tree strap, that way you're not having to deal with that once you get up to the top. And then also, the bottom cinch strap for the stand, I have this tucked in my pocket as well. That way I can just install it easily and I don't have to undo it from the stand. Okay, this is where these backpack straps come in handy. Go ahead and throw this on my back. Another little trick I want to show you that's going to make holding up this stand while you're trying to put it in place a lot easier is going to be getting one of these little step screws right here. This right here is actually just holds up a piece of gear once you're up in the stand. But what you're going to do is keep this with you, and once you get to the top, you're going to screw that into the tree where you actually want to hang your stand at. And you're going to get a piece of paracord or something, and you're going to attach it to your stand right here. And what that's going to do, it's going to hold it in place. That way you can work hands-free as well and get that strap nice and tight around the tree. All right, so making sure you're safe as well. So that's one of the little tips. All right, keep that in mind once you get to the top of the tree. All right, and we're gonna go ahead and put this first set of climbing sticks in place. So what you're gonna wanna do first is have the bottom step to where it's about knee level. Also, take into consideration how much of a step you can actually make. Let's say you have super late winter, heavy coveralls on and stuff. You might not be able to make that step right there. So also, different considerations go into play as far as how high you want to actually go up with the tree. Keep in mind, these are only 3-foot sections. You may have to make the steps either closer together or farther apart. Keep in mind, the further apart you go, the less safe you're probably going to be. Okay, and that also comes into play once we get the stand up. Actually going ahead and stepping into it or stepping down to it. Okay, it's always safer to go ahead and place your stand a little bit lower than the top step right here. That way you can just step right into it, but I'll show you that here in a second. For demo purposes, we're only gonna put up 2 steps. That way, you know, I'm filming this by myself. If I had somebody else, I might go on up, but I'm not able to zoom and things like that. Okay, so we're gonna take our cinch strap right here. We're gonna go ahead, go around the tree with it. All right, so try to get as many twists out of the cinch strap as possible. Cinch that down nice and tight. And then you're gonna want to cinch it down nice and tight, and then you're gonna wanna put all your weight on it and try to get that thing snug down to where it bites into that tree. All right, and then for the second climbing stick, because depending on if you have super lightweight sticks or whatever, these aren't. So I might be able to carry up one more, but you know, we have 2 more after that. So I would probably find myself coming all the way back down the tree and actually picking these up. Or you could have, you know, one tied to maybe your hoist rope or something like that and actually hoist these up. Maybe you could use 2 hoist ropes and hoist one up individually. Okay, so either way, you can always come back down the tree, and it's only gonna add a couple more seconds to your overall setup. All right guys, before we actually start climbing, we're gonna take our climbing strap right here, go ahead and throw it around the tree. Attach it with our carabiners here, lock those into place. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure this stick is good to go before we actually put all of our weight on it. I'm gonna grab my other stick, or sticks. If you can hold them all, go ahead and do it. And you're just gonna be moving your strap or your rope up the tree as you go. Okay, so once we get right here, you have a couple different options. So you can either stagger these steps out, I guess depending on how thick the tree is, but a skinnier tree like this, I'm just gonna go ahead and place this one, once again, knee level above the other one. See how handy this climbing strap is? I'll tell you what, I have both hands free and I can just work with both of them very easily. Maybe you go a little bit higher than you expect because the cinch strap is going to slide down just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and get that cinch down pretty tight. Go ahead and try to push down into the tree some with it. That way it gets a nice bite on the tree. All right, so that's our second one put into place. We're going to go ahead and move the camera because I am by myself. All right, once we get to this level, guys, and once again, I'm simulating this. I know we're not 20, 30 feet in the air. We're just simulating this, okay? So at this point, I can go ahead and get the stand off my back. Find out where you actually want to hang your stand at. Go ahead and screw this in. And what this is going to do, it's going to hold your stand in place so you don't have to hold it the whole time. So we want it about right here. All right, get that screwed into place, and what you're going to want to do is have a little piece of paracord or some type of string attached to the top of your stand here. That way you can hang it right up. All right, see how easy that was? And this is going to hold the stand up. So once again, your hands free working with the stand. So you're not having to, try to hold this in place and work your ratchet strap at the same time. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and install the top main strap for the stand here. This strap right here, you're gonna really wanna make sure that there are no twists or any kind of kinks in it. All right, guys, and right here, I do understand my climbing strap is gonna be kind of in a bind right here. But what we're gonna do is, before we actually climb over into this, we're gonna go ahead and attach our tree tether up to the tree right here, and then we're able to still be connected to the tree, but I'm gonna go ahead and step into this and undo this at the same time. That way, it's not gonna get hung up behind this tree stand. All right, so making sure there's no kinks in the strap, we're really gonna cinch this strap down really tight. And then another tip right here is take the base of the stand, fold it back up, cinch that strap down even tighter if you can, and then put the base down. Actually, we almost forgot our other tree strap right here. So put your other tree strap on too. What this does, it holds the base of it in place. And guys, you could go ahead and buy another ratchet strap. It might be a little bit stronger than this. Okay, we got that one secured down nice and tight. Get my climbing strap out from under here. All right, do you see how good that bit into the tree? And that's gonna be nice and stable now and super tight. So it literally took probably 3 inches of play out of that strap. And once we actually step over into this, we can kind of cinch it down even more with just adding weight to the base of the tree stand right here. Okay, so we have this in place. And what you could do now is go ahead and take this off if you wanted to. Like I said, that's barely in there anyway. All right, so we got that out. So there's no weight resting on that at all. And plus, that's gonna be pretty painful if you have that in your back. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and take our tree harness tether. All right, we got that. Now we're completely tethered into the tree. I'm gonna go ahead and undo my carabiner down here. And that's gonna free up my climbing strap. I can just step right over into the stand. What I'm gonna do with this tree tether right here, go ahead and raise that up some. All right, guys, and now we are ready to hunt. Like, that was a really quick setup, and I was explaining it the whole time. If you really wanted to do this, you could probably do this in less than 5 minutes easily, okay, and safely. Okay, at this point, you would just kind of tuck in all your other stuff, your climbing strap, all that type of stuff. Okay, at this point, you could hoist up your bow with your gear hoist, or you could, you know, attach your bow and stuff to the tree with whatever type of hooks you have or anything like that. But this is essentially it, guys. This stand is rock solid. All right, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and do this in reverse. We're gonna get this stand back down, and you're just doing everything in reverse. So we still have our tree harness tether hooked up. We're gonna go ahead and swing around here back to the tree, and we're gonna go ahead and put our climbing strap on the tree. So I just kind of hug the tree, get back down into place here, take my climbing strap, go around the tree, hook it back on that carabiner, then lock it into place. Okay, at this point you can start working hands-free. All right, take your tree harness tether, go ahead and tuck it out of the way so you're not getting hung up on anything. Right, at this point, it's kind of everything in reverse. Go ahead and take off fold this up, that'll take the tension off of it. We'll take that bottom cinch strap off first. Okay, I'm not worried about reinstalling that step screw into the tree for this one. Okay guys, the main strap for the tree stand here has a little pull tab that you can release all that tension right here. So it's on the tree, you just pull this little tab right here and it takes all that tension off. And I'm just gonna leave that kind of just hanging. Hold this stand back up. Go ahead and put this on my back using those backpack straps. And this stand, 17 pounds, it doesn't really feel like it's 17 pounds. It feels a lot lighter than that. And then we're good to go, guys. You can climb on down. So I'm just showing you the budget route to do this, but you don't have to go the budget route, guys. You can get nice aluminum stands, you can get aluminum climbing sticks. This is just breaking down the concept of hanging this up, okay, and some of the basics that go into this. Guys, this is just how I do it. There's many different ways out there, you know, depending on how far you can actually step up onto a stick right here. You might be able to stick that way up and be able to, you know, pull yourself up. That way you're gaining more distance up the tree. So this is not the best way for everybody, okay? Depending on how far you want to get up in that tree. Let's say you only want to carry out 3 sticks instead of 4 to save on weight. There's definitely ways to do that, okay? But once again, if you want to stay super safe, some of those things are not going to be an option, guys. But hey, let's just face it, some people like to get super high up in the tree, and there's ways to do it, okay? But at the end of the day, if you keep safety in mind, sometimes you're not going to be able to get that high up in the tree. All right, guys, I hope you like this video. If you've never put up a hang-on stand or a lock-on stand before, hopefully you learned a little bit of something. And if you didn't learn anything, hopefully you took away some of the safety aspects from this. Maybe you've been doing this for years and you didn't even think about some of those safety things. I always like to put safety as a top priority. You know, get yourself one of these climbing straps or a climbing rope. If you don't have one, it's going to make this process a lot easier. I know a lot of people go out and do this, you know, just taking the risk, okay? So definitely get yourself a nice harness, a climbing strap or a climbing rope. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Also subscribe to the channel if you're not a member already. And guys, turn on that notification bell. I put out videos at least once a week, unless I'm on vacation or something like that. But still, I try to put out some videos. But please like these other videos as well. I have a bunch of playlists, go through those as well. Hunting videos, fishing videos, all types of stuff on the channel, guys. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in those next videos.